Hello, hey there, this is Benjamin Bogonko, an inspirational speaker and also a teacher. In this video today, I am going to be talking about the kind of man that a woman should avoid or find difficult to date or even marry these days. 1 week ago, based on this time that I'm doing this video, I did a video about women, the most difficult women that most men find these days when it comes to dating and even marrying. And I want to welcome you in this show as you're joining to watch this solo talk with me, Benjamin. I hope that you're going to like and follow this page. And above all, if you're going to be watching this on my YouTube channel, you are going to subscribe so that you can watch other videos. So go ahead and share this video, tag friends, tag a family member, and then we will start. So welcome all of you who are just joining, because I'm doing this video live on my Facebook account and Facebook page, Benjamin Junior Bogonko Live Shows. Now, first of all, what I want to say is this. This video is predominantly directed to women. But also, on the other hand, I know some men are going to watch this video. I am a man who is doing this video. And I am not attacking any man. I am not offending any man, and I do not want to appear like I'm bashing my fellow men, because at the end of the day, I'm a man. I still love men the same way I respect women in my life. So if you're a man and you're going to watch this, the person that I'm going to talk about, and specifically men, these are specific kind of men that I'm going to talk about. So please continue sharing this video as I talk with you in the next 30 or so minutes. Now, let me ask you this question. Is it true that there are difficult men to date these days? And what kind of men are you supposed to avoid in your life? Having gone through the dating life as a woman, do you know one specific kind of man that you would like to avoid, not to date again, not to get married to, or you would like to tell your sister, your friend, or even a stranger not to try again with that kind of a person? If you know such a man, please go ahead and put it in the comments. The list that I prepared there are about 6 kind of men. This is not enough. Obviously, there are so many other kinds of men that are very difficult for anyone to try to date and to be in love with. But let me talk about these 6 kind of men that I put there. Some of these men that I'm going to describe in this video today, I have been there before. I am not a perfect man, and personally as Benjamin, I have been there before. I have done certain things that are in this list that I'm going to share with you today. Now, let's go to the first kind of man that you will find very difficult to date these days. A very poor communicator and ever emotionally not available. Very poor in communication. The truth is, in one of my videos in my YouTube channel, I talked about communication. Communication can be a phone call, can be a message, or can be meeting up face to face. But the saddest reality is there are so many people who struggle with communication. It could be you as a woman, by the way, watching this video. The same way with so many men, they are still learning on how to communicate, how to express their feelings, how to say what they are going through and what they need or what they want in life. And when a man cannot be able to communicate and tell exactly what a woman, what he wants from a woman, it becomes very difficult to be with him. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, you have met a man. If you're in long distance relationship, a man is online but is ignoring you. A man has been talking with you and all of a sudden starts keeping quiet. A man has been checking up on you and suddenly has withdrawn to continue the conversation with you. Or if you stay together, if you try to even stay together with this man, suddenly along the way, he starts to reduce the time that he's spending to talk with you. Communication is key to everything. The reason why you're watching this video and maybe sharing right now is because I am communicating to you. I am passing this information to you. And I don't want to say that all men struggle with communication. In fact, in one of my videos, I talked about how men struggle to open up, to say what is in their heart. I'm sure you have gone through that. You find a man, you meet a man, but they don't want to tell you what's going on in their lives. And please go ahead and watch that YouTube video. Just check it out with my name, Benjamin Jr. Bogonko, and you will find out me explaining the reasons why most men do not open up and say what they want. So if a man is very poor in communication, one of the things that you can do, you can help him to communicate. But you see, there are men you will try to make them to communicate, but they're not willing to do it. They're not willing to say what they want. They're not willing to engage or have a decent conversation with you. Now, those are the people I'm talking about. Such kind of a man is very difficult to continue dating or have a relationship with. And if a man is very poor in communication, it means the emotions are not there. The emotions for this guy, today he is happy, the next day is not happy. Today is very, very active, the next day is very inactive. When a man shows you as a woman that emotional is not there for you, when you even tell him that you're sick or you're going through some pain or some difficulties, but he does not want to listen to you and understand what you're going through because your emotions don't matter to him, this is the man that I'm talking about. It's very difficult for you to date or to be together with. If you discover that the man is struggling to communicate, try it from the beginning. Give it some time. As I said, not all of us are blessed in communicating, especially the men. Most men struggle to communicate, and it's not their weakness. It's not like this is a weakness. This is how just people are, because communication is something that you learn. How to listen, how to talk, how to ask questions, how to even find the truth, or even to try to convince the other person that this was his or her mistake. This takes some process. So don't go there and say, hey, I have a boyfriend, I have a husband, and does not know how to communicate. And these are the men that are very difficult that Benjamin was talking about. I need to avoid them. Even you as a woman, as I said, you might be struggling to communicate. And not all of us are perfect in communicating. This is something that you learn. You learn how to listen. You learn how to talk. And above all, you learn on how to understand and putting yourself into someone's shoes whenever they are raising any situation and trying to share with you what they are going through. Now, continue sharing this video. I want to talk about the second kind of difficult men to date these days. A married man who claims to be separated and is currently filing for a divorce. Now, this is where you need to tag your friends. A married man who is telling you as a woman that is currently separated from his wife, or he is filing for a divorce. First of all, I do not believe that a human being in this world can be in love with more than one person. I don't know, I could be wrong, but from my own experience and from what I've seen from the married men who want to have another woman or other women in their lives, I am not so sure if they genuinely love all these women from their hearts. So when a woman is trying to have a relationship with a married man and she knows that this guy is actually married, he has told you that he's married, or you have done your research, you have done your background check, and you have discovered that yes, this guy is fully married. And then he goes ahead and tells you that I'm just there for the kids. You know the excuse that they give? I'm just there for the children. Or I wish I met you earlier. Or I'm just planning for a divorce. It is still going on. But once I divorce, you're going to be my woman. And I'm going to take you and be together with you. These are the most difficult people to date, to build a relationship with, and even to continue being in love with. The challenge here is most women who find themselves in this situation is they put so much attachment to this guy. They put so many feelings, and then it reaches a stage, even when they have discovered the truth, it becomes very difficult. Have you met a friend who told you, hey, There's this man I have been dating, but now that I found out that he is married, but I'm madly in love with him. I don't know what to do. I'm confused. One of the posts that I posted a few days ago on my Facebook page, a woman sent me a message telling me exactly the same situation. Madly in love with a married man, and the man wants to marry her, but at the same time, this same woman does not want a married man. And then I posted it, and people were giving their opinions and pieces of advice. When you begin the journey of dating a married man who has a wife and children, the reality is this man has not only shown you that he cannot commit to one woman in his life, but also he is willing to play around with feelings and emotions, not only for his first or second or third wife, but together with you in his life. This is a man's life. These are the men that you would encourage your own daughter growing up as if you have a daughter. These are the men you need to remind her all the time that even if you are deeply in love with this kind of a man, it's very difficult to have a relationship. But there are religions, as you know, if you're a Muslim and you're watching this video, Islam allows men to have more than one wife. I am not going to judge them. I'm not going to condemn them. This is their religion and this is their belief. If you are willing to become a second, a third, a fourth, or a fifth wife, that is perfectly okay. That is your decision. At the end of the day, you decide who to be with and who to get married to. And if your religion allows you to do it, my video, my talk, and the message that I'm putting out on this video today should not discourage you or should not make you feel like I'm attacking you and attacking your religion. The decision to be together with somebody in your life lies in your hands, not from Benjamin's words or friends or even family members. At the end of it all, you will make this final decision, who to date and who to get married with. There are other African or traditional marriage settings that allows a man to have more than one wife. They are there. They exist. Even laws passed in a country that allows this kind of relationship to go on. If you want, if the man wants, if that woman wants, please go ahead and do it. But just remember, in these videos I'm doing it today, it is extremely difficult to be in love and have a marriage or a relationship with this kind of man that I'm talking about. Now, thank you so much for all of you just joining here. I'm going to talk about the third most difficult men to date and to even marry these days. A mama's boy who cannot detach from his mother. A mama's boy who cannot detach from his own mother. Now, the truth is, most men, including me as Benjamin, we love our mothers. Most men. There are a few men who have a very bad relationship with their mothers because one thing I came to realize is our parents that we believe and see as to be gods, they're like semi-gods. We love them, we cheer them, we want to support them. They are human beings, and most of them have also made mistakes. There is no parent who is perfect 100%. Our mothers and our fathers are just human beings. Some of us are parents. You are a parent who is watching this video, or in the future, you're going to become a parent. It doesn't mean you're going to be a perfect parent in this world. I'm here to find the most perfect parent in this world. So there are mothers that us as men or as sons, we will love them with our hearts. And it's perfectly okay. Because this is a human being who carried me for 9 months, raised me, took care of me to be where I am. And this is how much I love and respect this woman in my life. But a mama's boy, the video which I did a few days ago again, which is there on my YouTube channel, the characteristics of a mama's boy. A mama's boy, as I say there, cannot detach himself from a mother. This is a man who depends on the mother to make both small and bigger decisions. And even when he is dating, the mother controls the women or the woman that is in his life. Everything that goes wrong in his relationship, the first person to contact is his mother. Remember, it doesn't matter how old this guy could be. He could be 25, 30, 35, or even 40. But so long as his attachment to his mother is so strong, loves his mother, and still his mother takes care of him emotionally and making decisions, that is the man that I'm talking about. A mama's boy will compare his own woman to his mother. He will want this woman in his life to act, to behave, to talk like his own mother, because to him, in his own eyes, now that he loves his mother so much and cannot walk away from her, still expects the woman in his life to act and behave like that mother in his life. When a man can be able to separate and create boundaries and say, hey, mommy, I love you so much. You are the best human being in my world. But now I have a woman. I have a girlfriend. I have a wife. I am starting up my family. Now I am shifting my respect and my honor to this woman in my life. I want to build this thing together with her because this is the person I'm going to spend my life with. When I'm away from you, I am going to be with this woman. Now, that is not a mama's boy. This is a man who loves his mother, respects her, but has decided intentionally to create a boundary between him and his mother to protect this woman in his life so that he can build a relationship with. So if you're a woman, if you discover from the word go or after a few weeks or a few months, the relationship between this man together with his mother is so close that you cannot break it, that so many things are being done behind your back that you do not know, or so many things are being planned and decided behind your back as a woman, then you're dealing with a mama's boy. And those are the people that are very difficult. You need to begin avoiding them, and you need to just let them stay with their mothers and let them grow up until they are able to separate between the mother and you as the woman in their life. Now I'm winding up in this talk. Keep on sharing the video. The fourth kind of men that are very difficult these days to date are a very broke but also a very lazy man. I have said a very broke but also a very lazy one, simply because not all of us come from very wealthy families. Not all of us are financially stable. You as a woman watching this video or a man who is following this talk today, you know your story, you know your journey, you know your struggles. Me too, I know myself. I am not yet there. I'm still pursuing my dreams and my goals. So everyone is pursuing, trying to earn a living to make their life better. That is perfectly okay. And in the process, you can be broke. You might complete your studies and you may not get a job. Or you might move to another country and you think that you're going to make money, but you still not be able to make enough or good amount of money that you wanted as a man. A lady may fall in love with such kind of a man who is showing potential to be financially stable in future. But the problem is, if a woman is so close to this kind of a man who is very broke, but also very lazy, does not want to show commitment in pursuing or hustling or raising to show that he also wants to get the money. He wants to do something in his life. Those are the people that I'm talking about. Do not be caught up as a woman with a man that is constantly on your neck, constantly wants to get something from you, but does not show the intentions to build himself up. He has no vision or ambition or motivation to get something. There are so many manipulators, even here online or even in the family setting or the city where you stay on, that people just use you because they have discovered you are very desperate. You are a single woman. You are a single mother. You are somebody who has been heartbroken by so many people in the life. Now he comes as a savior, pretends and acts as if that is going to help you to find love, to make you feel good, to make you have a father figure in the family at the expense of draining all the amount of money and the energy that you have been building to raise yourself as a woman. A broke and a lazy man makes a woman the saddest woman in this world. A broke and a lazy man will make you to become so pessimistic. You will lose hope in dating. You will lose hope in men. You will lose hope in your life, because the more time you give this lazy person. Can you imagine if you start up a business and you start up with a very lazy employee, or you start up with a lazy co-partner, somebody that you start up a business with? How far can you go with the business? You put in your money, this guy does not come on time, this guy does not accept that he is actually running the company into losses. How long will you entertain this kind of a person in business? Relationships are built by people who are willing to go up, to gain. You are gaining, I am gaining. We are moving up together. Not you being up here and the person is down here, and your job is to continuously pull him to bring him up to where you are. And you don't do this for only 1 week, 1 month, or even 1 year. This is something that you're doing over and over again. A very broke and a lazy man is somebody to avoid at all costs. Now look at the last 2 points. Number 5, the 5th kind of man to avoid, and very difficult to date, are this: a fake person hiding in his profession or his career. We live in a world of fake people, fake realities, fake. And the reason why I put that point there as number 5, we have men with different professions. It could be a church leader. There's a story that I got from a lady, told me she became a mother simply because she started talking with a pastor in a church. The guy was charming, handsome, and a very good speaker in front of the church, in the congregation. And this lady had an amazing crush towards this guy. And then she fell in love with him. Little did she know that this man was not the guy who used to be preaching in front of these people. And by the time she discovered that, she was already pregnant. This man, in front of the people, in front of the congregation, was a good preacher, a good man, very charming, well-dressed, cool, calm, and collected. But after stepping out of the pulpit, going back home, that is when he showed his true colors. And this lady had fallen in love with him. So most ladies fall in love with a fake personality, fake life of this man. And this is where you find other people like a player. I have talked about in my YouTube video. You should watch it, Characteristics of a Player. Very charming, very talented, they know what to say. They know how to win. They know how to sweep a woman on her feet and convince her that he is the best man that she has ever met. People can hide in their careers. A policeman can hide in his career. A therapist, people who try to counsel you, a coach, to try to make you to have a better marriage or a better relationship. Somebody can hide in this profession, but at the same time is busy taking the advantage of young or innocent people who are very desperate. They are going through a lot, thinking that this is going to save me. This guy is going to save me. You have had stories of church leaders where a woman goes and falls in love with them. They even neglect their own husbands. They become so attached to them. People these days, sadly, believe in their church leaders even more than God. Somebody can go to church every single week, but the love and the conviction that she has towards that person who stands in front of them is more than even God himself or even Allah that she is believing in. Because this is the person she sees. This is the person that talks and says exactly what she wants to hear. Be very careful about a fake person you meet in your life. When you start falling in love with a man or falling in love with someone based on who they are, whether it's a celebrity or somebody that you have seen on social media or even on the streets, you went to a concert or you went to a party and then you met him there and then suddenly you had a crush on him and then you felt like this is love in the first sight. Take your time. People hide in these professions. And as I said from the beginning, it is very, very hard to know who is genuine and who is not genuine. The world has changed these days. It is so difficult that you might think that this is now the real deal. But after some time you realize, hey, wait a minute. I've actually been dealing with a very fake person. And when you discover that I'm dealing with a fake person, as a woman, the problem is you have already attached your feelings there. Most women that I'm talking about in this video, they have put their energy, their heart, their dreams, their future. It's almost like this woman, there's nothing else that can make her to come out, to walk away, to say enough is enough. Let me block this guy. Let me walk away from him because of what they have been investing in this person. And it's very hard to walk from a fake person. In my video, which I was talking about characteristics of a player has a very short time. He has a very short time in dating. The reason why a player has a very short time is because he has to also go to other women. So once he is done with this woman that I'm talking about, his time is limited. He doesn't have enough time to talk to you, to call you, to have another date, or to plan on the future together with him. So he is running against time and he just leaves you, walks away, goes to another woman, and he will not even block you. He will not even tell you the reason why he no longer talks to you. A few men will block. Let me ask you even this question. How many men have blocked you after spending time with you, had sex with you, or dated you? Most men don't do that. Do you know why? Because you are still available for them. Let him go there, outside. If it doesn't work, if he doesn't find another woman to convince and continue playing these games, he can always come back to you. You are available. He can call you. He can convince you. He can make you feel that life is going to be better this time round. Now, the last in this video of the men that are very difficult to date these days are this. A man who keeps saying isn't ready to commit or to have a relationship. Now, this one here, I don't know what happens with so many women. There are many men you will meet in your life who will tell you, most men are very direct, by the way, that I don't really want a relationship. I don't want a marriage. But the saddest part that pains me as a man is even when a woman hears these words, she still has this hope that this guy will change. Maybe he is going through a phase, a journey that finally is going to change this. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation. This is a man who will tell you, let's go with the flow. Let's take it slow. Let's see how things work. I mean, let's be friends. No rush, no sweat. And trust me, there are women who are watching this video who have had such a man, not only for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, but 10 years, and they have 2 children, but still they are going with the flow. These are men who do not want a wedding, don't want to pay dowry, or do not want marriage, but still wants to act as a boyfriend to you or as a husband. Now, the challenge with you as a woman is you have to act as a wife. You have to convince him. You have to tell him that you are the best woman in his life. So this guy does not want to commit. When you ask him, who are we? What are we doing here? Huh? Where are we heading? Who am I to you in your life? The guy will constantly give you one excuse after the excuse. The best word for these people that I'm talking about is using the word but. But if you come to my life and we start talking and you want something serious with me, and then, of course, I try to convince you. I try to put in some jokes there. I try to put in some excuses. And then finally I put the word but. But you know I need time. But you know at the moment I am going through a lot of things. But you know, I was thinking that if we do this thing now, this will happen in our lives. Excuses after excuses. A man who keeps on saying isn't ready for a relationship, or does not want to commit, or does not want to tell you that I am your boyfriend, or I am officially planning to get married to you. These are very difficult people to deal with and to date. Now, these are just 6 kind of men. Remember, I haven't touched other kind of men that you might have in your mind. Somebody will say, hey, you know, there are insecure men. A video that I've done before. There are narcissistic men. There are violent men. There are, I don't know, the list goes on and on. But when you look at these 6 kind of men that I've talked about, especially the man who is not emotionally available. Emotionally available is somebody who understands what I am doing and what I'm saying is offending this person. If somebody is narcissistic, his emotions are not in your life. He doesn't care how you feel. For him, he just wants to be treated as a king. Even when you're sick, he still expects you to have sex with him and see him as his and his only king. Insecure person or very violent person. These people could be very poor in communication, as I said from the beginning of this video, or they could be people who are claiming to be separated from their wives, but they are not yet separated. And one of the reasons that they are trying to separate or to run away from their marriages is because they are very violent. A violent man, a violent person can never have peace in his own life. Tell me one man that is physically violent to his woman that has peace in that house. It doesn't work, because this is somebody who is beating another human being, but still expect the same human being to laugh with him, to praise him, to adore him, to trust him, to smile with him, to cook for him, even to have sex with him. And I like using this joke. If you physically abuse another person, do you want that same person to do the same to you? Like if you slap or you kick or you beat her, supposing this woman does the same to you, and then after slapping or beating you up, tells you, hey, now we are going to have sex. As a man, will you have sex? Will you be okay? Will you feel okay? This marks the end of this video. I don't know what you think. You can go ahead and put them on the comments below. Some of the other difficult men to date these days. But remember, as I said from the beginning, not all men are bad. Not all men will be bad. Remember that, especially if you're a mother who has a son. That handsome prince that you're raising, you're putting your money on, you're putting your hopes and dreams, is a young man that you're raising to become a man. What are the chances of him becoming a good man that treats other people the right way? There are people who are successfully dating. There are people who are enjoying their marriage life. Those men are there. It doesn't mean that the men I'm describing here, all men are like this. We have people even in our families that are really good guys. People are trying their best. And when you are trying to date and you discover that along the way, this guy is what Benjamin has been describing, what I normally say is, don't run away from a man. Do not run away from all men, especially if in your heart, and I'm talking to you as a woman, if you know in your heart you want a man, you want to date, You want to have a relationship. Don't brand all men together based on what happened to you with your ex or your exes. Give a man time. If it's communication problem, allow him. Begin to learn that this is how he communicates. If he's a broke guy, but you can see that he is pushing himself harder to get there, you are motivating him to raise and move from where he is, the money that he's making, to get more money, then this is somebody that you can entertain. You can give him time. If somebody is telling you that I was married, but I'm divorced, don't just assume that he's a liar. In fact, I posted something very funny on my Facebook page. I said that these days some women are okay to date a married man, but are not okay to date a divorced man. Can you imagine that? I asked a question, between a married man and a divorced man, who is better to date? And there are so many women who said it's better to date a married man. He shows that he's responsible. He's kind of mature. And it's because it is true, most divorced people or people who say they are divorced, they are lying. Probably they are not even divorced, or the process is not complete. Divorces take a long time. And if divorce is involving children, then it's more complicated. Some men can genuinely divorce. They are tired with their wives and they have finally washed their hands. They have walked away. And if they can prove to you through their actions, nothing is going on between them and their wives, instead of just assuming that all divorced men are evil, all divorced men are liars, all divorced men are violent, instead of branding all of them, putting them in a corner or in a box, give him a benefit of doubt. Address the things that you see from the beginning, that this guy is acting and behaving as if he is not divorced. If he continue showing you that he's not divorced, then you have every right to walk away and leave him. Those are the kind of the men I'm talking about. Thank you for watching this video. This has been Solo Talk with me, Benjamin. I hope you subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I also hope that you learned something from this video. If you learned something, please go ahead and like and follow this page on Facebook, share it to a friend or a family member, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for those comments you've been putting them. I will go through them, and I hope to see you again in the next Solo Talk. Until then, take care and God bless. Enjoy the rest of your day. Wow, that was nice, huh?